Welcome back. This is Kirsten from JK Fiber Arts, and today we are going to use your blending board to make some Rolags. I hadn't used my blending board in a while now, so I am, last night I got it out and I literally was up way too late playing around with it and remembered how much I love it. And I made a couple of nice blends I'll show you. I did one that I called Tweety Pumpkin Patch, and the other one I'm calling Falling Leaf. I thought, oh darn, I didn't video any of this. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. My sunflowers, I picked these up at the farmer's market this morning on this rainy Saturday, and they are gorgeous. And I thought, sunflowers, I love the fall. It's my favorite time of year. And I was rummaging through my box, and this is what I have come up with. Here I have some silk sari, recycled pulled silk sari from Ash Fibers. This is called Sunflower, appropriately enough, and I am going to use that to give a little bit of a tweedy effect. Next thing, and my daughter and I debated about this a lot. I wanted a darker green for the leaves. This is the green that I think is closest to the flower green leaves here. But she also wanted some light green in there, and I think that that'll look nice, and I'm gonna blend those two together. So I'm gonna use those greens, and then I have this left over from my Chincoteague. This is one of those kind of bonus fancy Mills End bits. And I think for the center of the flower with the golden brown is gonna be great. And then of course the flower, and again, my daughter and I were debating over the colors, and I wanted the brighter yellow because I think that the browns and greens will help to tone this down. She was more in the camp of gold. And so I think what I'm gonna do is we're gonna just blend these two together, and I think that's gonna give me, see that nice transition at the petal where it joins the center of the flower there. And I think that's what we're gonna end up with. So I am gonna do this for my blending board. I have the, and this is all merino. I don't know if this is in focus or not. I don't have my glasses on, I can't tell. Gosh, I hope it is. This is merino, this is mystery. This is merino. This is Color Pop, which is Peruvian wool with viscous neps. This is recycled pulled silk sari. All of this is from Ash Fibers. Wonderful place. If you want to get stuff for blending, best. I have such a great experience with Mary. She's fantastic. And then this is Icelandic. And this is a Woolen Prep Icelandic that I got from the Maryland Sheep and Wool from Tamarack Farms, and I just love that place. They were so fantastic. And I have a ton of this green, and I've been using it in some blends, and it's just been beautiful. And then off to the left, completely unrelated, I do have a side obsession with the Harrisville, the little loopy loom, you know, like you do when you're a kid. And also on the side is, I looked everywhere for these little sheep salt and pepper shakers. They're so cute. These are Lennox sheep, and I love them. And they have little gilded gold feet. All right, so we are ready. Let's do some blending. I am all ready to show you how to use the blending board. This is an Ashford blending board. And when I purchased this, it came with the blending board, the 2 dowels, and it came with a flicker brush, which I don't use. Instead, I use my Cleans and Cleans burnisher brush, which I like a lot better. We are going to make Rolags. That's Rolags, not Rolags. Although I can see why you would want to call it Rolags, because they look kind of like logs. These are some that I made last night. This is my little falling leaf blend. Things to know about Rolags. They should be loose and floppy so that when you spin from them, they come easily apart. And you can see how easy this is to, I don't want to pull it apart too much, but you can see how easy that's going to be to draw from. If you make them super hard like a cigar, they are not going to spin well, and you're going to be frustrated and unhappy. They may look pretty, but they are not going to spin as nicely as they could. The second thing is, how big do you want to make them? I was goofing around with sizes last night. I'm making mine these are about 25 grams each. my first one, I like to try to get things done fast. So I made this big honking one, but I do think that the smaller ones are nicer. You'll get shorter color repeats when you spin that way. So I did this one and it was like a mammoth, but it's still, you can make a mammoth and I can still spin from this easily because it's not too tight. You know, you can see it's rolling around like it's supposed to. It's going to draft beautifully from the end here, or the other end, whichever end. I'm just going to roll this back up. And so you can decide what size. What I decided was I liked the 25 gram size, and that way I was going to make 5 of them. That would give me 125-ish grams of yarn, which is around 4.4 ounces. And I already was sort of playing around with my colors. And I made this one as a little practice trial. If you can see, these are the colors that I decided to go with. There is a lot of sparkle inside of my Rolag, but you can't see it on the outside. I'm going to show you how to do that so it'll be sparkly like this one. You can see the sparkle in that. That is because I put the Firestar on first. So I'll do that for this one too. I'll do some Firestar and some Sari, and that'll give me a nice little pretty outside. But that is, and I think that I'm really happy with those colors. They seem fairly spot on to me. So we're gonna shoot for 4 more that look just like this, only sparkly on the outside. Typically, when I use my blending board, I do it sitting down. I like this style. It has this little knee spot on it, and I will typically sit with it in my lap. Aim this to the floor here. So typically, if I'm sitting, you see my leg up like this, I put it like this, and then I can prep the board like that in my lap. And then when I do my Rolag, I turn it this way and I just hold it between my knees. This thing goes between my knees, and I will roll that way. So it works really well. I tried it standing up because I wasn't sure that I could do it standing up. I've never tried it before. But it worked great. So I am going to do that for you guys. This is the Icelandic that is Woolen Prep. This is a little more challenging to put on, but basically all you do is just put your fiber on, pull it down. And like I said, I weighed all this out. I just basically took the colors that I wanted to use and divided them by 5. This one, it's best if you start from the top just because of the Woolen Prep. All the other stuff I'm using is top. And I am not loading this board full. Oh, sorry. I said I was gonna do sparkle first and then I didn't do it. All right, let's put some of this on first here. Just give us a nice little fun layer. And then we will definitely put more of this on as we go. And then here is the sparkly Firestar. I love this stuff. You do want to try to do it kind of thin. A little bit goes a long way. I have like a 1 pound bag of this stuff and it's gonna take me like half my life to use it. I think this is like 1 ounce, or I mean, sorry, not 1 ounce, 1 gram. All right, so I'm going to leave this as my base layer here. I'll put a little on the green just so it'll be symmetric. All right, I'll put a little on here too. There we go. And I'm just gonna run my comb through this just to get a nice little base layer down. Now back to our regularly scheduled program of putting green on. And I'm going to do 2 areas of green, and I'm just sort of eyeballing this. I'm sticking this here over here. We'll see how that goes. And of course, I tried to cut off the tip of my thumb earlier today. I was cutting these beautiful stems, and I was using the chef knife just to cut them because they're very thick. And the funniest part of that whole thing was I did not cut myself cutting the stems. I was washing the knife, and it slipped through my hand, and there you have it. Boom, almost cut the tip of my finger off. And it keeps bleeding through the Band-Aid, and now I'm rubbing it on these points. So we'll see how far I get before I have to stop and replace it. I really have it nicely wound though now. Oh look, it's already starting, the teeth are wearing through my Band-Aid. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yellow here. And this is that more gold yellow that my daughter preferred. I do leave a little bit off the end of the board here. You'll see why coming up in a minute. It'll just make it easier to roll it off the board. Blend these together on top. This is all, this stuff is comb top. So you can see that it goes in a lot easier because the fibers are well aligned. The woolen stuff, which is this Icelandic, which is the Woolen Prep, this stuff is a lot harder to work with. But it's still beautiful and it's gonna spin beautifully. And here's this gorgeous brown, which I really like. And again, if this is in my lap, it's a lot easier for me to have control over the board. This is working okay though. It's not terrible. I'll just take my brush top to bottom. And the beautiful magic happens when you do this. I love putting the fancy stuff in. It's so fun. So I'm gonna put in some of this pulled silk sari. I usually use my thumb, but again, my thumb is not cooperating. This is a little bit of the Firestar in it already. I think I just have a handful laying over there. So we're gonna put this in. I need to get the rest of this yellow on. I just wanna see where my thin spots are. I have a decent sized chunk left here of the gold. I think over, oh yeah, I can almost see through here. All right, let's do that. Just making sure I like the green thickness here. I have a little tiny bit left of this green for this. And again, I weighed this out, so I'm trying to stick with what I weighed, although lots, oh, like here, there's a little empty spot. See, that's why I still had that brown in my hand. All right, let's see how we do with this. This looks so pretty. Oh yeah, now it's got some nice sparkle now. So this is how we take the Rolag off. And you can see I did leave these little fuzzy tails here. And the reason why is you're gonna take one dowel and you're gonna slide it underneath here. And you're gonna get underneath of it. And this one goes on top. Make a little sandwich there. And then you just slide it down. And see this green one, I need a little more tail, like just to catch it to start. There we go. I want it to be somewhat symmetric. There we go. And I'm gonna roll this. Again, usually this is in my leg and I'll pull up and twist and pull up and twist. I hope you can see this. It's always awkward doing it without blocking the camera. In fact, I should probably look and make sure I'm not blocking the camera. See if we can come in for this one so I'm not in your way. How about that? Let's see, can you see it? I think you can. I'm like squatting. This is crazy awkward, but you'll get the picture. And then I'm just lifting and rolling. And here I am off the top, and I have my little Rolag here. And then this is the part where you finish it. So what I do, I gotta keep it closer to me though. I use my usually, again, usually I have this in my lap, and you're gonna just gently kind of roll along here. Again, this is more challenging on the table, but not impossible. It is way easier in your lap, in my opinion. And this will smooth it off. And then the finishing touch up here, you go right on the edge and you see how it's making it nice and smooth without making it tighter. You don't want to roll this too tight. If you roll it too tight, then you get that cigar look. This is just extra fluff there. And you can see here And now I'm just smoothing the edge, smoothing it so you cannot see where it joined in the circle. And sometimes I'll just kind of angle it here and try to just get that corner to look real nice too. Same thing over here with the green. And of course the green is going to be more challenging because it's the Woolen Prep, but still beautiful. All right, here is your, here's your stick. This is what it looks like before we take it off. And then all you do is you slide out one dowel, like that. And then we slide this one out, and you can see immediately it falls over because it's kind of droopy, which is what you want. And here is my shiny 25-gram Rolag. That is my sunflower. And there you have it. And that is literally all there is to it. And then I use the hairbrush cleaner to clean my board. But you can see you get a nice, smooth, shiny, beautiful Rolag. And you can see here, you can see the sparkle in this one. The first one I did has the smooth finish, which is totally fine. All the sparkly stuff is on the inside. And again, I weighed these out, so they should be very close to the same. Sunflowers sitting next to pumpkin patch, and in the back there is the fall leaves. And the way I clean my board in between is with this hairbrush cleaner. Again, you can use the flicker brush that it comes with. This is just so much faster. It's so easy. You just zip it, zip it. And get all your little excess off. And I actually weighed this. This is less than 1 gram of waste. So there's very little waste when you're making Rolags. And that's it. I'm just going to run through this real quick. Here is the sitting, which gives me a much better control over the board. Hi, Luz. What you doing? You coming to help me blend? Hi. What's up? Gold. Lucy, you're very close. Hi. What's up? Hello. You have Firestar on your nose now. But you can see when I do it this way, the foot is between my knees, so I can really have a lot of control over it. I can pull on it harder, and it does not go anywhere. And a little bit of brown on the edge here, I think will look pretty. All right. And see all on the sunflower comb up nicely. Then I'm gonna take a look and see if I have any spots I need to fill in. I think that looks lovely. And then I just turn it this way. Hold it between my knees, like that. Lift up my little ends here, my little pigtail ends. I just need to stretch the screen one out a little bit. It's always a little short. There we go. Oh, this one's a little short also. Just want to try to catch it, because if it doesn't catch, then when you wind it, it's a little uneven. That's why the green has been looking a little funky, because it doesn't have the fibers on a line, so it doesn't give you that long stretch like the other stuff does. All right, and here we go. And now I can hold this between my legs and lift up as I spin, and you will notice that now I don't have as much stuck to the blending board as I did when I was doing it on the standing up at my workbench. And again, we're doing this lightly. I'm not trying to make this tight. I'm just trying to finish it so it looks shiny and smooth. And all I do is just on the very top edge of the board, I'm just spinning around like that, very lightly. I'm not making anything tighter, I'm just going around and smoothing. And then this edge here, just gonna try to get that edge nice. And I'm gonna try for this green edge to be nice, although the green is a little more challenging. All right, and then these little fluffies will come off. And just pull one out and then slide it off the other one. And you have your Rolag, which should be nice and loose. It should weigh the same as the other ones too. Not in any way cigar-like. And here we have our shiny, sparkly Rolag. These are some photos that I took just to give you an idea of how I put some of these colors together on the board. This is what it looked like with the dowels. And here's the finished falling leaves. This is the Tweety Pumpkin Patch, and this is the fiber that I used. Here you see it on the board. This really is a pretty one. I really love this one. Here it is on the dowel. And here it is finished. Here we are. I have the 25 gram sunflower Rolags. In the back right are the Tweety Pumpkin ones, and these are the falling leaves. You should have plenty to keep you occupied, and hopefully you enjoyed this. If you found anything helpful or learned anything, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. This is Kirsten with JK Fiber Arts. Spin happy.